The tourist has copy-pasted his entire Wikipedia here for me to read out, so I'm not going to do that. Let's just go straight to him, the great Sok.
Come on, read it out.
I'll read it out. He was born in Malaysia on a cloudy Tuesday afternoon in 1984. Seriously, it's your entire Wikipedia page. Far out, tourist.
There should be a part in there which includes about $30,000 worth of fines. That's generally the second part. And who could forget that fateful day in India, 2017, where I took 12 wickets, the best by foreign spinner anywhere in the world.
Hey, the Prince of Pune.
Socky, how many BBL games have you played?
104, I think, something like that.
Yeah, close.
103. Yeah.
3. What about your
Okay.
What about your strike rate?
With the bat, it's not very good.
Nah,
with the ball 24.
Yeah, no, 20. 20.6. That's very
good.
That's very impressive.
That's better than I thought. So maybe a wicket every 4 overs.
Now, Socky, for our listeners here, we've got him on Skype, and he's just leaning back there against what looks like a timber fence, blue sky everywhere, sun everywhere, a pool, 3-story house. He's got what looks like some sort. Is it a martini?
Martini.
Is it a martini?
Yeah. It's a martini. I told the missus it was water, but it's straight vodka. So on the afternoon.
Mate, you're up at Lennox Head. How's life?
Mate, it's good. Geez, it's good. You know when people tell you when you finish your sporting career, like they just wish they'd had one day back where they could strap the pads on and go out there in the middle. Well, I'm the complete reverse. I'm like, I wish I'd done this 10 years ago. I wish, those people who say that they're hungry to play another game of cricket, they've got a curse. It's hanging over their shoulders. I could not think of anything worse. It's been amazing. Got up this morning, saw the sunrise, took the dog for a walk. Get hassled by people on the beach saying, "When are you going to come back to the Joel and Fletch show? We're missing you. The show's gone to shit since you've left." I said, "Hey guys, come on. I know the show's gone to shit since I've left, but please do not drag my mates' names through the mud." So it's the year of comebacks. So Oasis has come back. Blink-182. So I'm thinking maybe a reunion's on the cards, maybe at Mr. Wops.
Oh, absolutely. No, I've got a new joint.
Okay.
Songbird.
Yeah, go on.
There's a Chinese joint down in Double Bay called Songbird.
Do they do food, or is it one of those massage varieties?
No, well, they probably could. After 1 a.m., anything's possible down there.
Yeah.
Now, Socky, the great Paul Sironen is up in Lennox Head. You ever run into him?
Mate, I did. First time I saw him was at Bunnings. Didn't say good day, but I went down to watch Ballina played Balambul in the final up here, and I was at Ballina Oval. I think he's in charge of Queensland rugby up here or something like that. I tell you, I never got to watch a game of 80s football live, like what footy would have been like in the 80s, but I watched this final between Ballina and Balambul, and honestly, it was like the slurs and the sledging that was going on from the sidelines. It was ridiculous. There were punch-ons on the field and off the field. It was great viewing, but he was there watching that game. And I also got to go up and watch Tugan play Currumbin, which was good. Kevin Proctor was playing for Tugan.
Was he biting anyone? Did he bite anyone?
No, he didn't bite anyone.
Okay, that's his go.
What was he known for? I thought he was known for vaping, not biting.
No, he bit Sean Johnson, remember?
No.
The proctologist he bit him.
Did he?
Yeah, amongst other things, biting other things. Let's talk cricket, mate. We've got a big summer coming out. The Indians are coming out here. 5 tests.
Yes.
5 tests.
It's a huge summer. Like you throw in the women's cricket, the ODIs, the Big Bash. It is huge. There's a Women's World Cup, which is going to go on T20 World Cup. The women play a test at the MCG as well, a pink ball test, second pink ball test they've played. They've played one at North Sydney. And, of course, 5 tests against the Indians, which is the big money spinner for Cricket Australia. That's why we're playing them. But we haven't won in 10 years, since 2014-15. So that's a bit of it's not respected, particularly in the community in Australia, that we lose many test series at home. But we lost in 2018, we lost in 2021. So we're going to have to rectify some wrongs there. It's an extended series to 5 tests instead of 4. So I'm pretty bullish on the Aussie boys getting it done. But India seem to have had our number the last couple of years. They've come out here.
If we're going to get it done, who's going to open the batting for us?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, isn't it, Miss? I reckon they've got the best 11 players there. I just reckon they might have to rearrange it. So George Bailey was. I read a Gideon Hay article the other day. That's how much free time I've got. I've been reading cricket journal. And he said, the batter, the captain picks the batting order. So I'd imagine it'd be a discussion between coach and the players. I don't see a new player coming in. So the talks of like Bancroft, who probably deserve a run. Marcus Harris, who's done really well opening. I reckon there might be a shift. I reckon a Travis Head might go up. He's been very good at batting at 5 for the Aussies, but he's very David Warner-esque. And when you've got someone like Usman who's very patient, goes to the slower strike rate, I reckon you might need someone who might counter punch. And we know Travis said he strikes at close to 100. Yes, he's been very dangerous at number 5, but that allows you to play Mitch Marsh, Cameron Green, Travis Head, and Steve Smith probably goes back to 4, all in the same team. And I think that's our best 11 players. So I reckon if there is a change, so Steve Smith says he doesn't want to do it, that's the way they'll go.
What about Zampa? I know Zampa. He in one day internationals. He's the Mickey. He didn't play on the weekend overnight actually, and we got beat. So that run came to an end. Do you ever see him? Do you ever see him making the Test side, or is he just purely now typecast as an ODI?
It's a bit hard. I mean, talking about blokes, if we're name dropping, I saw him up here in my first week up here as well. He owns 3 goats, would you believe it? He lives off the land. Bit of alternative sort of dude, but he's a lovely fella. He came back before they had the last tour to India. He came back and played 1 Shield game for New South Wales, took 3 wickets for New South Wales, and there was talk about him going on that tour. Although he hasn't played much red ball cricket, his numbers in one-day cricket speak for themselves, and it's sort of like no Aussies, no Zampa, no Aussies at the moment. They won 14 straight with him. He didn't play last night, as you said, Fletch, and they got done breaking their winning streak. Will he play red ball cricket? I don't think so. I think that boat sailed. We've got good leggies who are playing a bit more red ball cricket than him, and he's a victim of his own success. So guys like Tanveer Sangha, Mitchell Swepson are bowling those longer spells. I'm not saying that he wouldn't do a good job if he got the opportunity to, but it's just a different game. It really is. So I think if you haven't been playing red ball cricket, I think it'd be a bit of a stretch. A bit different for batters, but I think as a leg spinner, you need to be getting used to bowling 20 or 30 overs and consistently to be able to earn that right to go up and play. So is he in the conversation of the top 10 spinners we've got in the country? Absolutely. Will he get a crack? Probably not.
Right. Socky, last time I saw you, I think you'd freshly dropped the knee and proposed to your long-term girlfriend. I've followed your lead in the meantime. I just wanted to know wedding planning, venues, booking photographers, florists, all this sort of bullshit. Where are you at with that?
Well, it was nearly the shortest engagement of all time. I went to Italy and brought half a Italy home with me, so I looked a completely different figure. I retired, so I was drinking every day of the week, and I wondered why she didn't like me anymore. But we've patched up those wounds, and mate, we're in the process of doing it. And I tell you, it is absolutely a nightmare. We wanted to do a really intimate one for 30 or 40 people because we thought we could save a few bucks. But hello, inflation dragon. What was a couple of grand a couple of years ago is now like 4 or 5. I think it's something like 12 grand for flowers.
Yeah, brush them. It's the hottest thing ever. Everything goes up. Your video goes up. Put it this way: we got a video. We never watched it once, so get rid of that. Yeah. Keep it to about 20 people because we invited. We had 120 people. I'm lucky to see 30 of them. What's the other rort? I lean on alcohol suppliers. Right.
Dan Murphy's. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I've got my own, actually.
Yeah, just lean on them. Say, listen, I've got a wedding and it'll be good publicity for you. Go up to the local Lennox Head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll give you something for free.
I reckon it's all in the entertainment and the bar. If you got
a good band.
If you got cocktails at a wedding, it goes next level.
What's the wedding song going to be? Socky?
You're overstimulating me here with too much information with what's going on. So we want a pianist and a violinist, and I think that is going to cost us into 5 figures just trying to get 2 of those people together and a DJ. So we've got 3 different music sets. So we've botched that up already. Wedding song, I don't know. I do know that the Lennox Head Tavern does $5 schooners, so that means you could probably get a keg. You can get a keg for a cheap price.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not a mover and shifter at all, but we're going to practice a dance. So yeah, my missus is a very keen dancer. She wants us to get us something practiced and moving, something off a bit like one of those. I think she envisions it being one of those, rom-com movies where you can beautifully dance, but she hasn't seen me at all past 2 a.m. since we first met on a nightclub dance floor, and it's not pretty. So it'll be a bit more like what was that lady who did the breakdancing for Australia?
Ray Gunn. Ray Gunn.
I think that's what my dancing moves will be more like.
Hey, Socky, Heidi and I interviewed the Australian cricket team the other week. Gee, they were good fellas. I wanted to ask you, what sort of training are they doing? Do they just bowl and bat in the nets? Is that the extent of their training?
I did see that interview. Geez, that was good. That was the lie detector test, was it?
Yeah. You should see. You should see what's on the cutting room floor.
Really?
Holy hell! Cricket Australia came in and just blew up. So we had to cut. Yeah, they got an image. Apparently, they got an image. What sort of training do they do? Are they in the weights room? Would they go to like Centennial Park and do laps on the site on the bikes?
Yeah, it's funny because the old school coaches they used to talk about. They used to talk about like, you should just be running. So Dennis Lilly, the great DK Lilly, Rod Marsh. They all they did was just run. And some of them would run with the ball in their hands. That's all they did before they played. Whereas now it's more about they sort of do these things called VVO2, so they're shorter sprints. So the fitness workouts aren't as long, but they're a bit more higher intensity. So you might only run 1.5 Ks, but you'll do 75-metre sprints and, I don't know, divide 1.5 Ks by 75. So you'd fit that into a certain time bracket. There'd be levels that you'd have to hit in the gym. A lot of them you'd think, you look at them and they've never seen a gym before, but the quicks focus a lot on their backsides and their core because they have like L5 injuries, so spine injuries, stress fractures, so they have to get strong glutes and are really strong through their hips. And the spinners, well, they just do stuff all, to be honest.
Yeah.
You've just got to be able to stand for 6 hours and stare at the sun. So there's no real requirements for spinners. Just look at SK Warren, meat pie, and a couple of durries, and
what about finger endurance?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Finger endurance. Hang on. Whoa. Are we still talking about the late great Shane Warne? Because there's different sort of goes there. I've seen those videos.
Left and right hand, I reckon, if it was finger endurance. No, mate, there's people, it's a bit weird, myself. People used to say that there was, people would say they got tired fingers. I never quite understood that. His fingers are getting tired. That's how weak a sport cricket is. They'd say, I'll give him a break. His fingers would be a bit tired. I'm like, I've never experienced sore fingers ever in my life. Except for the one time I stayed on my hand too long. But anyway.
Socky, I've had a bet with the great Marnus Labuschagne, and because you know how he's right into his crypto.
Is he?
So I've had a bet with him. It's 1 Ethereum, which is like $4.5 grand.
Yeah.
And the bet is he's got 12 months to do this. That he will bowl in a test match over 135 clicks. Am I safe?
You are just that's money in the bank. That. So what's he betting you for that? Because he won't get. There won't be a 1-3.
He said that he could bowl over 135 Ks, and I said, good as gold, but it's got to be in a test match, and it's got to be recorded, and I have to watch it. And he said,
pretty quick, 135.
Yeah, could he do that?
No, you go and have a look. If you've got some spare time, I read, cricket articles, some good journalists like Gideon Hay. You can go and have a look at some footage of him playing county cricket, and he does come off the long run occasionally. And the keeper is generally up to the stumps. And I'd hazard a guess that radar isn't going off over 100. That's not getting $1 anything. $1.10 at most.
Okay, well, he was very
laughing.
He was very bullish.
There's only probably about 10 to 12 bowlers in the country that can bowl over 135 to 140. And a few of them already playing for Australia. So the other 5 or 6 can't do it. So let alone Marnus. I mean, he's done some amazing things, but geez, that's a waste of money. He seems a bit foolhardy, but we can go to that Chinese restaurant you're talking about.
Yeah,
on the back of Marnus.
Songbird. Yeah,
Songbird. There, yeah.
Your fingers will be working overtime down there.
Okay.
Yep. And what about your bunnies? Things will be surely looking up next year because you've got Wayne, You'll have Campbell Graham back. Totola's back.
Might have a Josh Adokar.
You might have a Josh, but you'll have Latrell just flying.
Yeah, flying. Yep, flying. Well, geez, it was disappointing. There's been a lot let go, hasn't there? Haven't they? Dean Hawkins is gone. Ilias was injured, wasn't he? They've gotten rid of Milne. I think they've gotten rid of Richie Kenner. So it's going to be a new look team. But hopefully blokes like Campbell are fit. Arrow gets fit for us. Totola, he's probably one of the most impressive. Mawali was one of the most impressive young forwards, I reckon, coming through the ranks. So it's got to be better than third last. But, geez, isn't it amazing? You looked at the start of the year and you're touting them as potential top 4 teams, given that the roster that they had, bringing in Jack White. And when something's off in a place, how the whole team can just cave in around it. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion being a Bunnies fan. But I'm optimistic about next year. I think we'll have that good mix of experience in younger players, and I think we're going to do better than 14 boys. There you go. Big call, same as Marnus.
And you'll be cheering for the Chooks, I'd imagine, on Friday night versus Melbourne.
That's the thing that scares me the most. They look out. They're red hot, don't they, at the moment? Their back five are just so bloody big.
Yeah.
I think they might cause an upset in Melbourne. Was it last year that they only was it a Will Warbrick catch on the wing?
13.
It just
with a minute to go, they just kicked he out jumped Daniel Tupou, which doesn't happen often. He's a player, Will Warbrick.
He is.
Far out, he's improved.
He is.
Since his transition.
Hey, Prince of Pune, Larrikin of Lennox, we got to let you go.
Yeah.
Tourist is wrapping me up here. He runs a tight ship. Brooksy's away. Just a little peek behind the curtain there. Brooksy's off gallivanting overseas. We thought he might have done the drop knee, actually.
Yeah. Well, he's 40 now. He's 41.
Is he?
Time's a ticking.
He's a Benjamin Button, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, Peter Pan, they call them these days. Blokes that won't grow up.
Yeah, well,
Brooksy's a Peter Pan.
He'll grow up. He just doesn't want to commit. He's got.
What do you call that?
Don't know. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I'll tell you off air.
He's in a. I saw some photos of him over in Queenstown. He's enjoying himself.
We've got a Sprig Socky as well. He's part of our BBL coverage here
correct.
on SEN this year.
Correct. Socky, you'll be calling. How many games you got? How many games are you going to call?
I think I was down for about 7, but then Box called me in to do about 4 or 5 more, and they pay more. So I've
Oh, that's awesome. Keep just doing both. And remember what we're doing with your hands? Remember how we were trying to work on your hands? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no,
we like them.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Socky, enjoy. Thanks for joining us, and good luck on the wedding. Good luck on the Dan Murphy's rort. And I'm liking the sound of those $5 schooners at Lennox. Is it Lennox Pub or Lennox Club? Ari.
Yeah, just I think it's just called the Lennox Hotel. Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Perfect.
So good.
Love it, boys. Good on you.
Good on you,
Thanks
mate.
for inviting me on. Take
Thanks,
care.
Socky.